Hey, what's up guys? It's Farmer Jack, and today we're going to talk about yucca. So I love this plant because it provides. It's like your calorie source in the garden. Think of it like your potato crop up north for down here in the tropics. They're super tough plants. You don't even have to water barely. Or they could get hit with a ton of water. They are, like pigeon pea in that regard, where they just like do their thing, I think of pigeon pea as kind of the protein source, and yucca is the starchy, the calorie source in the food forest. We just cut these back recently, but these get super tall. They'll get, 15 feet tall. And so maybe not optimal for a raised bed, So that's why I put them around in the food forest and in the landscape. The way you plant yucca is literally, you take one of these cuttings and you just stick it in the ground. It's so simple. And then I'm going to show you guys how to harvest. But look at this. We literally, after we harvest a bunch of these, we'll get a bunch of these sticks, cuttings they're called, and that's how you propagate them. This is what they've been doing for thousands of years. Like literally, this is what people of the Americas were eating back in the indigenous time, as I understand it, because they worship this plant. It's amazing. So anyways, this is how you propagate it. You go to where you want to plant it. We already got pretty good soil, so we don't have to add too much. You might want to aerate it a bit with a broad fork or a shovel, because this is a root crop. You really don't want it to be compacted. You want a lot of roots to form. So they say to do it at like 45-degree angle. And honestly, I would probably do a cleaner cut, but for video's sake, we're gonna go for it. And you want to do it the same way it was on the plant. You don't want to do it upside down. It won't hit. So you could tell by where the plant's trying to bust out from. It's kind of the eyes of those nodes there. It's like the eye. You see that? You want those to be on top. So anyways, super important, you put it in the ground at 45-degree angle, and then you cover it up like so. So they'll sprout from here, and then it'll be a plant like that, So they take about a year. Some varieties are quick, like 8-9 months. Some take a little longer. But I would say you don't want to leave them in the ground too long, like 2 or 3 or 4 years. They get not as tasty, and they're kind of fibrous. So really like a year is the sweet spot. I love to plant these in springtime because they love that summer heat. Like I wouldn't really do it before the winter down here because they will kind of just be pokey. So springtime, right when it heats up, put these in the ground and wait until you have massive roots down there. So definitely plant these in the food forest. It's one of those things where it's kind of like you plant them all in one place. It's like turmeric in that regard. You'll plant them all in one place and then you'll go do another area and kind of plant it out there because they're a longer term crop, they're not like radish where the root's there in 20 days. It's like you gotta wait months. But super worth it just because of the amazing resiliency of this plant. So now that I taught you how to plant it, here's how to harvest. Let's do this one. So this has probably been about a year, I think maybe 14 months. So it's time to harvest all these bad boys. So we're gonna see what this one's made of. Nice, you can see the roots there. Wow. So I like to my friend Chip says it best. You want to kind of be an archaeologist and kind of, unearth it before you yank it out of there, or else you'll break it up into pieces, and it's better when they're all intact. So you want to be an archaeologist and kind of dig it out, loosen it up. Wow, you can already see, look at all those roots. Once they're kind of there, you kind of wiggle it around. And then eventually, you have the yucca. Look at all that. So that's how you do yuca, and I definitely think we should do a video on how to prepare these because yuca fries are so delicious, and we want to share that with you guys soon. So anyways, put these in the ground and get them going, and see you next time.